Traditionally, in Western culture, the life of a human individual has been regarded as very special. The fully developed view of the sanctity of human life in the West did not come from nowhere, but came directly from the Judeo-Christian consensus, which was the framework in the West for centuries. Based on biblical teachings, people used to view human life as unique, something to be protected and loved because it was made in the image of God. Until recently, in our own era, with some notable and sorry exceptions, human beings have generally been regarded as special, unique, non-expendable. However, in the West, in the second half of the 20th century, this high view of life is changing drastically. For instance, in some of today's hospitals, this child would be left to die. What would have been unthinkable just a few years ago is not only accepted today, but more and more being deliberately encouraged as a practical, utilitarian philosophy. Perhaps the most striking and unusual feature of our moment of history is the speed with which eras change. The thinkables of the next 2 decades may very well involve the acceptance of things which for most people today would seem totally unthinkable, unimaginable, immoral. We are moving swiftly from an era which placed the highest value on a human being to an era in which those values are increasingly ignored. For a growing number of people today, what is declared to be legal sets their only standard as to what is morally right. Why has our society changed? The answer is clear. The consensus of our society no longer rests upon a Christian base, but upon a humanistic one. Humanism is man putting himself at the center of all things rather than the creator God. Having rejected God, the humanist scientist taught that all reality is just one big machine. Men and women may be seen as more complicated mechanisms, but they're machines nevertheless. This causes people to view themselves differently and to have different attitudes toward other human beings.